Hey guys, Cyanize here. I don't know if you guys watched last episode or not, but Mystic will not be joining us today. He is currently in Japan. So, uh, as cool as it would be for me to just talk by myself, I brought another friend along who is just as good as Mystic, if not better. Welcome everybody, Nintendo Novice.
Better, you say? What's up,
Yeah.
guys? It's Endo Novice here, and yeah, I hope Mystic's having a great time in Japan. I am the stand-in replacement, so hello everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Hello everybody. If you guys like this, maybe we can have Novice replace Mystic more often.
Oh yeah, I'd totally be down to have a little bit of like variety up in here. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It is a little weird though. You're not holding a Wooper, so it's kind of you're just a giraffe guy, and I'm holding a Wooper over
Oh
here.
yeah, I'm a random giraffe guy, not Pokemon centered,
It's
more
not even
Nintendo centered.
not even
I don't
giraffe.
know what giraffes have to do with Nintendo, but I'm just weird like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you're in a suit though. I think it makes up for it. Like you're all
Oh
dressed
yeah,
up for the occasion. It's awesome.
very formal, exactly.
Yeah. If you guys don't know Novice, he's a Nintendo YouTuber, huge friend of us. We did a collab with him a while back about like the state of YouTube.
We did indeed.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we do
for
more
those,
collabs.
Yep. But for those of you who don't know me, I play Nintendo games, fail hilariously, but have a good time and overcome in the end. So if you're into that stuff, I have some deep dive topics on my channel as well. So definitely check me out. But enough of promoting myself. Let's go ahead and get into what are we talking about today, Cyan?
Oh, dude. Oh my God. As a gamer, these past couple weeks, holy. So I guess to start, I know we'll transition to Nintendo, the big topic that I know we have a lot to say about, but let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
about the other two big gaming companies, Sony and Microsoft. Ooh, boy. Uh, yeah. So I guess we'll start with Microsoft first. You remember that hit indie game Hi-Fi Rush? Oh, I guess not indie because micro. Yeah. That
Oh
hit
yeah.
hit game Hi-Fi Rush. I didn't get a chance to play it, but it won a ton of awards last year. You know? Have you seen anything about it?
Oh yeah, like I remember when they first released a trailer for it. My older brother showed me the trailer. It looked really cool, but I didn't like look into it ever since then. But it
Yeah.
looked like it was going to be a successful game. So and it appears that it has been a successful game.
By all
And I think it's
accounts, yeah, it
yeah.
seemed to be successful, even on like the business side. Like by all accounts, it was successful, despite neither of us playing it. But the
So
reason we bring them up is because the studio, Tengen Studios, I believe, got shut down. And funnily enough, a day after one of the CEOs or whatever came out and said, "We need more games like Hi-Fi Rush."
isn't his name like last name Booty or something?
Yeah,
Like he
Matt
made a
Booty, right?
Yeah,
Matt
Matt
Booty.
Booty. Yeah, his decisions are full of booty, bro.
Yeah, what was that? Oh my God! What are you doing, Microsoft?
Dude, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if like they just go completely under in the gaming industry soon with all the crazy decisions. I think Sony's definitely still in the game, and they're going to be in the game for quite a while. And then Nintendo's off doing their whole wild Nintendo thing. You never know what to expect from Nintendo. You never know what their next move's going to be.
I
You
made
think they're
it.
going to do one thing, and then they do the exact opposite with a twist.
Oh, 100%. I made an analogy with another friend. I was just like, they're the Luigi in Mario Party. They do absolutely nothing. They just stick to their own guns and they win.
Yeah, exactly. Except I would say like it's Luigi if he was doing the exact most random. Sometimes he's like the most skilled player. He's like on point, and then other times he's just purposely falling off the side of the stage. Like
Just
if you're
throwing the
playing like
game.
Smash Bros, just completely throwing the game, and then somehow still surviving. You know?
He like three stocks you and he only has one stock. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he throws, but he's still somehow in there, and he's swinging too.
yeah. No idea what Microsoft's doing, but on Sony's end, because apparently Microsoft couldn't be the only one making weird decisions lately. There's
Oh
another
yeah.
hit game on the market right now, Helldivers 2. I haven't played it, but all my IRL friends have played it, and they are
Same here.
try.
I'm in the same bid with you right now because literally all my friends on Discord, I go on Discord, they're all playing Helldivers, just like, hey guys, how's it going? No, I can't talk. Helldivers. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what it's about. I want to try it, but like I know I'm gonna get obsessed, and I don't think I can afford to do that right now.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
But yeah, it's a hit game with everybody. By all accounts, another successful video game. Unlike Hi-Fi Rush, though, the game is still up. But
Mhm.
it is on PlayStation platforms, PC and PlayStation. And PlayStation, being the wise company that they are, they decided to make it so that you need a PSN account to. I forgot what it was specifically, but to like play the game, you need a PSN account if you're a PlayStation player. And It's also for like some regions they don't have like support for that or whatever. I wish I looked into it a little bit more.
Oh,
But
so like in certain areas they wouldn't be able to actually like play the game or something.
yeah, yeah, it was
Got it.
locked,
Yeah,
literally locked behind this account.
that's stupid.
Which is funny because before, like, they could play this game with no problems. They didn't need no PS account or anything. It was like Fortnite in a sense. Like, you just needed a Fortnite account and you were good.
Oh yeah, yeah, I got you. But then like, didn't this have like a good ending? Didn't they go back on their decision, but people were still butthurt that they even considered it?
They did, however, like, it's still like it's going through the motions. Like, it's still like I forgot who they're waiting on, but they're waiting on some higher man, some higher power to get the decision to go through.
Probably has the last name Buttocks or something.
Yeah. Oh man, these CEOs and their funny names. I mean, we got Doug
know,
Bowser,
exactly.
so I think we
Yeah,
got the,
dude.
the good end of the stick. But
Oh,
yeah,
I think so. Everyone loves Bowser.
yeah. I wish we got to see more of him, but that's another topic for another
Same
day.
here. Yeah, that is totally another topic. Nintendo is definitely not what they used to be, but
Yeah.
they're still quite yeah, charming. They make good games still. Yes.
I think I like definitely prefer how they do directs and presentations now because it's just games. But also, I just like
Mhm.
can you just a little bit of charm, like show us the stuff, but like in
Be
between.
quirky. Nintendo, you are the epitome of quirkiness. Embody all the quirk that comes with Nintendo.
Yeah, why is it that whenever Wario shows up, they want to shake their asses on screen all of a sudden? Like, why is it Wario? Why is that the game that gets them to do stuff?
I still trip out whenever I see that animation from like the Mario Strikers game on the Switch where like Wario eats garlic, smacks his belly, and then just breathes garlic into
In the camera.
into the screen, into the camera. I'm just like, what what is
What did the
this?
cameraman do?
And then it's the sound effect too. He's like, it's so freaking funny, dude. That's what I mean when I say like Nintendo's like so quirky and they do make crazy flops, but then they also have really good games.
Yeah.
But they,
I wish
yeah,
that game
you
was
just,
better.
yeah, it's fun. It makes things interesting. Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
They completely screwed it up, but yeah, leave
Yeah.
it to Nintendo to screw up half their games, and then half their games just come out of nowhere and be like the best things you have ever played.
Which is a crazy transition because speaking of games that they're not screwing up, or I ruined the transition. Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. You're a huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's coming
oh my
out
gosh.
next
I'm
week.
so hyped.
Next
Oh
week.
my gosh.
It's coming out
next week,
By the
Friday.
time this episode comes out, it'll come out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm so
I cannot wait
freaking
to try it out for the first time. Not much to
Yeah.
say about it on the game itself. I mean, you know, it's a port, remade port.
Hey, don't you? I mean, okay, it's fully remade from the ground up. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they're not even saying like freaking like Paper Mario HD or Paper Mario
Just
this.
Thousand
They're
Year Door.
they're just- Paper Mario the Thousand Year, just like with Mario RPG, they just released it as a standalone game, almost like this is like the definitive edition of the game, and they reworked it from the ground up. It's literally getting the the Super Mario RPG treatment, and I am so here for it because I loved the Super Mario RPG remake so much. I know you had a very different experience with Super Mario RPG.
I just
And
think
it's
some things
understandable,
could have been
too.
more updated. You know, like I think I would have enjoyed it if like they reworked some things. Not maybe reworked, but just modernized a little bit more.
Yeah, like quality of life improvements
Yeah.
based on like on how RPGs have developed over
Yeah,
time.
instead of being faith, it's not like BDSP faith, like that faithful, like where it's just being faithful towards the flaws of the game, just just to be faithful for the sake of it. But like,
Yeah, no, I totally get you, and I think they did make like Super Mario RPG, the newer one, like easier compared to the original. I think they did. They definitely reworked some stuff to make it a more easy experience, and they kind of offset that with kind of a post game that had some interesting challenges in of itself, which also makes me wonder: are they? Because I remember 100% completion of Thousand Year Door. There was a lot of kind of monotonous stuff to do afterwards to get 100% completion, but I'm wondering if they're going to add a very immersive, interesting post-game story or challenges to this remake like they
I feel
did
like they
with
would
Super
have
Mario
advertised
RPG.
it if it was like that big of a deal.
They didn't advertise it for Super Mario RPG. They didn't
Oh, well, I
advertise
guess it's
post game for so I'm really hoping that they add some really cool post game.
Well, I guess I'm thinking like Bowser's
Thousand Year
Fury,
Door.
kind of like side mode or something.
Yeah, like because I mean, with Super Mario RPG, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just kind of like revisiting some of the bosses with some twists to them, or like
Mm,
adding completely new bosses. It wasn't like a full on new story or fleshed out story or anything. So I'm
yeah.
wondering if like similarly in Thousand Year Door, they're gonna have you revisit some bosses with just like some new added mechanics with like a different challenge, and then yeah, just
Yeah.
little touches here and there. Nothing too crazy. I think it would be awesome. I'm definitely not going to let it ruin my experience if like they don't have that. I'm not setting that as an expectation. I think the fact that it just looks beautiful in of itself, it's very true to the original game, and there's some quality of life stuff like being able to swap through partners without having to go to the menu. They added a few little touches to make the experience more streamlined and fun.
Mm,
So it's overall, I mean, I love the original game, so I'm gonna love this game. And I know you didn't play the original Thousand Year Door, but you did
yeah.
play 64, from what I understand.
Every Paper Mario except Thousand Year Door. So.
Exactly. Well, okay. I will say Thousand Year Door is like the original Paper Mario 64, except better, more paper-like graphics,
Yeah.
more interesting dynamic environments, and a longer experience. So if you've played that one, it's very similar. Mechanics are
Hmm.
almost one for one between the original and Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, I think I'll have compared to RPG. I hope to have a way better time with this, for sure.
I
But
think you will. I think you will.
But the main reason I'm bringing this up is because apparently Nintendo does not want you to buy their games. No, it's not a Nintendo issue this time, but like some major retailers like Best Buy, Walmart, I think they're just canceling pre-orders just for no reason. As far like maybe there is a reason, but we don't know. But like people are
That's
getting
so weird.
they're getting refunded on pre-orders for some reason. So ugh.
I I haven't heard anything from GameStop just yet, and I hope I don't.
Yeah, I mean I'll go in store on release day and grab it, but like, ugh, it's still concerned.
Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't wonder why that's happening.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to talk about this too much. There's not much to talk about. But GTA 6, guys, it's real. It's coming.
Wow.
There is so much emphasis from everybody involved, including Rockstars themselves. They came out and said, "Hey, fall 2025." I don't think so, but they're sticking to their guns on that, and they keep repeating themselves that it's going to be fall 2025. I
I'm
don't
being
know.
I'm being completely honest with you when I say I know Grand Theft Auto is a huge franchise that people love. I've never touched a single Grand Theft Auto game in
Will
my
this be the
life.
one?
I don't think so, because
Uh,
I like I
it's like a
don't think so,
cultural event.
because it is, and I even saw the trailer, and I know how much of a cultural phenomenon it is here in the States and how much people love it. But I mean, I've never touched. I've never really been interested in it. Like, you know me, Cyan, and like my
Yeah.
audience knows me. I am like what is it? A zealot for Nintendo. It takes a lot for me to actually play something that is not Nintendo. I am both the problem and I am a problem. I am the problem with society being so into just like and fixated on one thing, whether they make great stuff or bad stuff. I mean, Princess Peach
Yeah.
Showtime, I didn't get that game because it like I was able to tell it was gonna suck, and it seems like it did suck, so I didn't get that one. I'm willing to acknowledge when Nintendo makes a bad game, and I'm not gonna bite, but I
Yeah.
stick to my guns. That's what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah.
stick to my guns.
I mean, you've never felt the urge to like run over random pedestrians in a video game?
No, bro, that's horrible. Like, blow
It's
my money at, like, a
therapeutic.
yeah, you're right. So I don't feel the need to do it in real life. It's like the Purge,
Yeah,
bro.
it stops my
You
murderous tendencies.
you see, like that's why the Purge movies are so stupid. Like, you don't actually make it happen in real life because then actual people die. You just make video games where you could simulate the experience, so you get rid of people's murderous and horrific tendencies.
But then people say that
Virtually.
causes the violence, so it's just like, well, okay.
That's true. I.e., Donald Trump.
He said that?
He did say that at one point, yeah. He's like, the violent video games cause gun violence, not guns. We don't need gun control. It's the video games are the problem. I'm like,
I mean,
F you,
I
dude.
think I agree on the gun control part, but not the video game part. What?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, besides the point, it looked beautiful. I saw the trailer. I'm
Yeah.
not that much of a stickler for or just like that much of a living under a rock with only Nintendo to not actually see the trailer. I watched it. It looks
Yeah.
gorgeous, and it does look like a fun experience.
I
I'm just
could-
not going. to play it because I'm stubborn.
Right. I mean, also, I don't know if you thought this, but from an outsider, it's just like, I, dude, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that trailer was good. It was like just cutscenes and all that. I don't even know if that was in game or not. Like, there's no way of knowing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
not
mean,
game. Like, for all we know, that probably wasn't gameplay. Like, it just looks like a movie, which cool. It's super cool, but like, what's the gameplay like? I know what GTA plays like, but I could like from an outsider perspective, you have no idea what you're doing. Like,
in my brain, I was thinking that the gameplay actually looked like that. Like the gameplay was the movie itself, and I was like,
I mean,
whoa,
maybe
but
it
maybe
is,
it's
but
not.
like, I mean, I don't know. As someone who has played GTA 5, like, I feel like if you showed me this trailer and you didn't tell me what the game was, I couldn't tell you what trailer it was for. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. Like
it,
I could see that.
as much as I love GTA 5, there is nothing in that trailer that tells me it's gonna be GTA 6. It's just some random high budget,
Video game
realistic game.
cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not doubting it's not gonna be. It's gonna be amazing. I'm not doubting it's not gonna be amazing. I'm not doubting it's going to be bad. I'm
It's
messing
gonna
up
be
that
amazing, right?
Yeah. I'm not doubting
Yeah.
that it's gonna be amazing. However, just yeah, I don't think that was a good first trailer in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it did a good job building up the hype, but yeah, people would want to definitely see some gameplay before
Yeah.
exactly saying, "Oh, this is going to be an amazing experience." I'm guessing it's probably going to be a massive hit, just like you, though. I don't think there's too much to worry about, but I
Yeah.
could see the slight concern there.
hmm Anyway, talking about something you actually can't talk about. The
Mm-hmm.
Splatoon Sizzle season got announced. I have my
It
thoughts
did.
on it, but I want to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts on it: new stage, two new weapons, looks fine. Um, the second one, the Splatana actually looked well. Both of them. I forgot what the first one was called.
I couldn't tell you
But
the names of either, but
yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't tell you the names. But like both of them looked like actually pretty interesting weapons. Like definitely different takes on those types of weapons than we've seen before. And then I thought like the Splatana was really funny because it's just like toothpaste.
Yeah.
It's like a big thing of toothpaste. I'm like, brush your teeth. Bruh.
Gah!
I thought that was hilarious. And then
Taste the pace.
taste the pace exactly. But yeah, they looked like great weapons. I have a person in my community who really loves Splatanas, and he was freaking out over this
Yeah.
one. So it looks fine. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's just another season with like a few new weapons.
They
And
took so
another
long to
stage.
add new variants of those two weapons, and they're it's been like almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's been out for 2 years, and they're just now adding variants.
Yeah, I mentioned that because like yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is the least amount of content we've ever had for a season, and I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, I that was kind of how I felt too. Like it didn't really stand out to me. I feel like when you say like a Fortnite season happens or a season happens in another game, it's a
Yeah,
huge deal.
it's an
But
event. Yeah,
it's an actual event. But every time I see an advertisement for a season in Splatoon, I'm just like, it's kind of cool, like a few new things, but it's not like
yeah.
wow. I get much more excited for like a Splatfest. It'd be
hmm
cool if they like implemented like the theming of their weapons and the levels and stuff that they announced with maybe the theming of the Splatfest. I feel like that could have been a kind of a cool idea, but whenever
Yeah,
there's a season that comes out, like Sizzle season, I don't even freaking know what Sizzle season means.
me
Like what
neither.
about what about those weapons and about that new like stage
The name has
screams
nothing to do with the
sizzling?
season. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I never know what to think when they announce a new season. Okay, throw a little bit of gameplay in my face, few new weapons, new stage or two, and got a new season. Okay, cool. I don't in my brain I don't have a distinguishment between like Sizzle season and Chill or whatever seasons they had before. I can't even tell you what the names of the other seasons were because they didn't really
yeah. I
stand
don't
out
even
to
know
me.
what the season we're currently on is, even though I
Yeah,
completed it.
I think it's like No, I don't even know if it's. I don't know what the season is.
I don't know. I don't care enough to look it up.
Yeah,
I am
exactly.
excited for the big run. It's all three
Oh, okay.
boss
Yes,
salmonids.
yes. That looked freaking cool. I was like, I saw that and I was like, how is anyone going to be able to beat
Yeah.
this? What is this?
As cool as it is though, and I do want to make a video on it. Like it is just reusing content, and I'm just like, man, what are you doing, Splatoon? Like, what are
Yeah,
you
straight up.
what are you doing?
Well, I saw like at the end of the Sizzle season trailer, they just kind of had the
It was like a
jellyfish.
jellyfish guy who was holding a bunch of
Yeah,
idol merch.
yeah. I was kind of curious what that was all about. If they were adding like something more like that than what they're leading on to the season, or there's gonna be some like more stuff. But I don't know. It looked like they were indicating something, but I don't know if I was reading too much into it.
Two big theories going around is
Yeah.
it's hyping up the final Splatfest being Squid Sisters versus Off the Hook versus Deep Cut, or it's just
Oh, okay. That
yeah,
would be awesome. I'd be down for that.
that, or it's like an idol concert or more DLC. But it's mostly those three, I guess.
I would actually be like really surprised if they did like another wave of DLC and like they did like because Side Order was quite in my opinion, it was like pretty sizable DLC. If they did something else, like a whole nother mode, like this would definitely be the most comprehensive Splatoon game. I mean, it already is, but like that
Yeah,
much more comprehensive.
dude, I felt weird about this. I love Side Order, don't get me wrong, but it just feels like more could have been done with the roguelike stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
shocked there's no like infinite mode. You just infinitely climb in the tower. I'm shocked there isn't more story to it. Like it just feels like a little summer event, I guess, when I played through it.
My relationship and opinion with Side Order
Oh
has
no. I know where this is going.
progressively changed with time. And it has to do with my experience when I first played it. I mean, I felt like the tutorial was a little much, like it was long. Like I was like, whoa, that was just the tutorial. That was kind of long and it was kind of easy. Like that was my first initial criticism. Going through the Spire a few times or a couple times, and like the variety of levels and challenges that they had, and like the different types of chips. That was fun. That was solid. I liked all that. The hacks, everything. It was really engaging. You know, the issue that I found myself falling into is most people consider 100% going through the Spire with all the different palettes. And like
Mhm.
that's just 100%ing it.
Right.
But there's 1000% what people are deeming
Oh, like the
1000%.
color chips or whatever, like getting all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
still
not
haven't
when
done
this
that.
not when this stream not when this video releases, but on the night last night on before recording this, I streamed for 5 hours straight Side Order, and I started out with just 3 more chips left to fully complete. Out of all of them, all the pallets, everything, 3 more singular chips to fully upgrade. And I was only able to successfully do one of them within those 5 hours.
Bro.
And I am livid. Given, I don't think like most people would do this challenge. I think it's funny that you actually do get like rewards and stuff for doing this challenge, and then apparently there's this additional challenge that Side Order gives you once you do that. But who's actually crazy to like? It's not even based on skill or anything. It's just completely based on luck. Go through all of Side Order and like completely reset the floors, just trying to get like the specific chip types, spending hours upon hours. Maybe you could get lucky and get all the chips fully upgraded without even trying. If you're in that boat, good for you, Sonny, but not me.
not us
me.
grown ass men. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's cause I think the normal completion, like just straight up getting all the weapon kits, getting all those completed. Like I think that's normal. I remember.
Yeah.
Some people will say that's not, like that's insane. That's a lot to ask, but like
It was solid. Like I felt like satisfied doing all of that, and I felt good doing all of that. But the moment I started playing it past that point, I grew increasingly more irritable, which completely culminated in my experience last night, where I had full runs in Side Order, where I was just going through the motions, going through the levels that I've done like what feels like a million times already, and not accomplishing anything. And like that's where I'm drawing the line. I cannot see myself going through with this. I mean, I did 100% it. I thought 100% was doing all the chips. People consider 100% doing all of the pallets. So I have 100%ed it, guys. I did it. Yay! Look at
Yay.
me. I completed the challenge.
you get
Going
nothing
past
but
that,
like you get like little badges for each like chip palette that you complete.
you
That's
do,
about
and
it.
and they're just like it's color palettes. That's it. You just throw color palettes on your tag, and they're just like, oh, colors.
You can only put
different
3
colors
of
you
them.
fit.
Can I put the entire rainbow? Like,
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
no, that would be cool if you could. People would be like, "Man, you're actually crazy and obsessed, and you should touch grass." But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend it to anyone out
Yeah.
there who's thinking of 1000%ing side order. Just don't. There's so much more to life than doing that. The mode is enjoyable. Don't ruin it for yourself. I loved it and now I hate it. I've grown to hate it and I never want to touch it again because of this experience. And so
E-
that's just a little bit of novice advice from me to you.
I still think there should have been like an infinite mode. Like I feel like because honestly, in the grand scheme, I'm not saying like doing all of that is like reasonable because it's not. But like I feel like if there was content, more things to do outside of that, I feel like it would make the journey trying to collect all those chips more justifiable. I cannot stress
Oh,
enough. Why
yeah.
is there not an infinite mode? Like that would have been so amazing.
And if there was an infinite mode, then it would have made collecting these chips so much easier
Yeah.
and manageable. Like it actually would. If you could keep collecting chips going up this infinite tower and like they add some more level of challenge.
And it just keeps
like,
getting harder
yeah,
and harder. They just
and
throw
harder
more
and
bullshit
harder.
at you.
Yeah.
And there's like a
this would be-
leaderboard for it too. Like that would be
Yeah.
crazy.
That would have been awesome. Like I think I could have easily been more engaged with the experience, like past just 100%, if they did add something like that. It would have made completing the trip upgrades that much easier. I think it would have
Mhm.
just solved a lot more problems. Given I don't think like a lot of games are meant necessarily for like the 100% completion route to be like the typical gamer journey.
But like, god damn it, man, I still
think
want to do it.
Oh yeah, I think it's important to make the 100% journey that much more enjoyable for the
Yeah.
people that do want to go that extra mile.
I love doing it in Mario Odyssey. I'm trying to think of other examples, but yeah, I love getting
Mario Odyssey is
999 moves.
really satisfying. I mean, like all the challenges, like they're difficult post game, but other than just like the ones that you buy at the shop, that's a little cheap and a little tedious. But then the actual challenges of getting all the moons post game, like those are respectable challenges in my opinion. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. But yeah, Splatoon 3, cool game, but
Cool game.
miss potential. I think that
Yeah.
definitely summarizes what we're laying down here.
Dude, it's so weird because I come out and talk about it, and a bunch of Splatoon fans come at me and be like, "You don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "I don't know, man. I was around for the entirety of 2, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go around saying like 2 is better than 3 because I get it. 3 is objectively probably a better game, but
Oh yeah.
it's like you. It's just missed potential. That's all it is. The things that they could do that they just decided not to do. That's
And
what
I
pisses
think
me
that's
off.
a completely fair opinion, and I
Yeah.
think it's justified. We obviously both love this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's
have
where
spent so
that's
much
where it all
time
comes
playing
from.
it.
Yeah.
But we definitely
It's out of
give our own
love.
criticism. Exactly. The fact that we have these harsh criticisms, and that's what some people don't understand. The fact that we have these harsh criticisms of the game shows
Yeah.
how much we actually love the game.
Dude, I got 400 hours in the game. It's not that I hate the game. Like, goodness.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Straight up.
I keep streaming it. I don't hate it. I just wish it does more. They can do more. I know they can.
Yeah. No, totally. It could have gotten more love, had a little bit more thought put into it. Totally agree with that, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Anyway, main
Yeah,
topic
but
here.
There is something crazy that Nintendo just casually put out on Twitter, like Nintendo does. They do that ever so
They
often.
pulled a Nintendo in the most
They pulled a
Nintendo way
Nintendo.
possible.
You're just like, hello, this is Furukawa, the president of Nintendo. Just want to let you know, hey, the Switch 2 is going to come soon. Also, we're going to have a Direct like next month, and it's not going to be talked about in the Direct, but hey, yeah, it's coming soon, so look forward to it. Announcement this summer, yay!
I can't find the tweet,
what?
but yeah, it was so funny. Like,
That's
I
the
think
abridged version.
it's just like, yes, it's coming. That's all it was. It was a tweet. You know, it's coming and
The Switch
Direct.
2 is coming!
And dude, that's even the funny part. They just said Switch successor. We don't even know. Like, I mean, rumors keep saying it will be, but like, what if it's just not a Switch 2? What if it's just a Wii 3?
Right, what if it's the Virtual Boy 2?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, the trailer is just like, okay, look, we know we disappointed you guys with the Virtual Boy, and that's why we're making up for it.
We're
with the
making it
Virtual
up
Boy
to you
2.
all these years later.
The theming of this console is going to be making up for false promises.
Making amends.
Yeah, making amends. On this console, we are porting over Mother 3 HD. We are porting over Metroid. We are bringing for the first time actually Metroid Prime 4 as a launch title.
I was talking about that with Mystic. It should be a launch title. I think it would do
Should
numbers.
be. Oh, I think it would do amazing too. But the beginning lineup: Mother 3 HD, Metroid Prime 4, and it's gonna be a Virtual Boy 2. Oh, that'd be amazing, dude. But, obviously, that's not gonna happen. It'd be extremely unlikely. But
Yeah.
I think it's probably gonna base a lot of its design off of the Switch's design, if anything.
I
But
think with
yeah.
Legend ZA dropping in March, or well, no, they just said 2020. We don't even have a date. With it coming
Mhm.
out in 2025, I think it's almost pretty much like I don't want to be like that guy if I get it wrong, but I think it's almost like 90% confirmed that it's going to be Switch 2. And what I think they're going to do is how they did with the DS to 3DS, where it has like a little, it's the same cartridge, but there's like a little chip on the side of it. It does absolutely nothing other than be like, yeah, this can only go in Switch 2 models, not your original Switch.
I could see that. I could totally see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think you
But
know
I
what
mean,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about with that
Oh
little
yeah, no, I
iteration.
totally do know what you're talking about. Yeah, and like the new Nintendo 3DS, it only had like a handful of actually exclusive games. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but logistically, I don't really see, because obviously, when you're talking about like game performance and like cutting edge graphics, Sony or even like Microsoft, but no one cares about Microsoft anymore. Mostly
They're
Sony.
struggling really
They're,
badly.
they're really struggling.
At least
Like
Sony has a nice console, even though it doesn't have any games.
exactly. But that's what Sony's known for. Their cutting edge graphics, their smooth, like just like state of the art,
I enjoy
like
owning the
graphical
console,
capability.
even if there's like no
Yeah,
exclusive.
absolutely. But with Nintendo, they capitalize on their weirdness or trying
Yeah.
out new ideas that no one else is trying, and the novelty of it. Like
Yeah.
for example, like I think back,
Also the
I mean,
most exclusives out of anybody. Like
oh,
that
100%.
you actually
No
want
doubt
to
about
play.
that. Yeah, but like just the console experience, the Nintendo console experience is like the whole novelty of it is just the wackiness and the crazy ideas they're willing to mess around with. Like that
Yeah.
was the success of the Wii. That was like the success of their handhelds. Like they're just known for that. Even like Nintendo Labo, they tried to freaking sell cardboard to kids.
I still will not buy it, but
Yeah,
I
I
like
never
the
bought it.
idea. It's a fun
Yeah,
idea.
the idea was fun. Like Nintendo's always willing to dabble in something crazy and wacky to, garner some attention or just like provide a new unique experience that no one's ever had before. And I admire them for that. I that's why I love Nintendo. That's primarily why I've stayed so loyal to their games over all these and their systems over all these years, because of that energy that they bring to the table. But I'm thinking logistically, the Switch, it kind of like it has the best out of everything Nintendo's been able to do. Like it has motion controls, it has handheld and docked mode. I mean, it has pretty much a lot of what Nintendo's like been known for over the years. The only thing that I see that Nintendo's dabbled in that the Switch doesn't really have as much is well, the Switch even does with like Nintendo Labo, but I feel like that they might go further into this is the AR type of an
Yeah.
experience.
I'll get
That's
into it in
what
a
I'm thinking.
second, but like I also wanted to propose a quiz. I wanted to propose a question.
Okay.
So the idea with the Switch originally was just like, hey, we're taking everything, even the handle from the GameCube. We're taking everything from every past console, even if it's like a minor detail, and we put it into the Switch. And you can see that in multiple ways. The Joy Cons are like little Wii remotes. The tablet is like the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
The handheld itself is literally just their entire handheld line. So I'm wondering if the Switch 2 is gonna like take something from one of those previous cons. I don't know if they're gonna continue that idea or just maybe just like actually use the Joy Cons and like as you mentioned the AR stuff. Like they were so underutilized, it was insane. I don't know if they're gonna actually do something more with those Joy Cons.
Yeah, I think the Joy-Cons were like the best idea in theory, but the worst in execution.
Yeah.
Cuz
I
like
use a pro
yeah.
controller, but I still like I appreciate the cons. Like I love how much shit they just stuck into those little things.
Oh, absolutely. Like and the biggest downfall is like they stuck so much shit into them, but
That
they
they're
were
70
also but
bucks.
yeah, and they're $70 and they're also full of shit because they break like no tomorrow.
They do free repairs if you send them in, but they don't
Oh
advertise it,
yeah.
so you wouldn't
Who
know.
but like who wants to go through that process? Who wants to pick up a controller and then a month later like the controller's just like, "Oh, it's not working the way it should," and you send it to Nintendo? Then, oh, another few months later, the controller's having issues again. Send it back to Nintendo. It really just inhibits the game experience. In my opinion, I think what Nintendo should have done is just, especially with like the what is it, the OLED model, actually just improve the Joy-Con design like everyone wanted, saying like, hey, these new Joy-Cons we're releasing, they're actually more durable, they're better controllers than the old ones. Like most durable, well, I think Nintendo's always been known to have pretty good durable
They're
controllers up
definitely
until the
durable. It's
Joy-Con.
just like the use of the joystick. I wouldn't say
Use of
that's
the
because
joystick.
it's not
Oh yeah,
durable,
you're
but
right. You're right. Durability is not the right term, but like they don't break.
yeah, like they
Yeah, because
function even if they poorly function. Like
yeah, but like the controllers being able to function well. Like when I think of a controller that's able to work and to last the test of time more than any other
pro
controller, I
controller for
think.
me, yeah.
Oh yeah, Pro Controller. I think like GameCube controller.
Oh,
GameCube
that
controllers.
too,
Those
yeah.
those things like I still have GameCube controllers back from when the GameCube released in 2001, and they still work perfectly fine now. No issues whatsoever.
Just like,
Yeah,
cause like the
it's
Wii remotes don't even do that for me.
yeah, exactly. Like I think when it's like peak like actual performance and like longevity, GameCube controllers are where it's at in my own personal experience. So I think if they really perfected the Joy-Con model, that would really speak volumes to a lot of people.
Definitely a wishful thinking, but like I hope that's kind of just their main thing, just an improved controller that's not going to break as much. Like why am I struggling? The old Joy Cons are going to like work on the new one, I imagine, but like the new ones that they are going to come out with, like maybe have more buttons or two, but they're just going to work. They're just going to be better.
Yeah,
I hope.
they should bring back the nub.
The
You know,
nub,
you're talking about,
the
good
3DS nub.
the 3DS nub. Like that is going to be the big selling point for the Switch 2.
Wait,
The nub.
there's already two joysticks. What do you use the nub for?
What? There's wait, yeah, one for
Why do you
one
use
for
the
moving the
nub?
camera, and the other one for I don't know.
You just want the nub there?
It's a soothing nub.
Oh god, our Joy-Cons are too expensive. Also, Novice, we got to start adding nubs to them. It's gonna increase the price by like $5, but it'll be
Exactly.
worth it.
The nub tax. We got the nub tax.
That is the innovative Nintendo thinking that we need.
Absolutely, man. Like I think they were ahead of the times with the nub on the new Nintendo 3DS. They really were, just straight up. But realistically, actually, like getting into what I think they're going to utilize. I think obviously they're going to have like the core gameplay experience that they've had with previous consoles, with just the typical like controllers, screen, and all that. But I could definitely see Nintendo dabbling much more with AR and maybe even a little bit of VR with this new experience. If we're
Yeah.
talking about like, with the Virtual Boy, what it was trying to do, I could definitely see Nintendo experimenting more with that, since that's kind of where the gaming space is now, more or less, with experimenting with augmented reality, virtual reality, and it having varied success. I mean, you see like Pokemon Go, then you have like the Meta headsets. I mean, it kind of like varies all across the board, but people are interested in it for sure, and it's kind of like where people are dabbling in. And I don't see Nintendo really capitalizing on trying to have like the most cutting edge, realistic looking graphics like Sony. So that's where I see them going personally.
I'm glad you brought that up because there's been like rumors, still rumors, but like the next Switch would theoretically be on the level of like the PS4 and Xbox One, which I think is very realistic, and I think that is plenty enough of an upgrade to like get all the games over to the Switch. I don't think we need to be on PS5 or Xbox Series X levels yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I
Yeah.
definitely, because like Nintendo, their consoles haven't even been like their most successful. They've always done better with their handhelds. So it's definitely the market for Nintendo consoles and games is more so for the novelty rather than the cutting edge graphics. So I think they just need to continue doubling down with that.
Yeah, which is interesting because I never take it out of the dock anymore, but for the people that do.
I mostly never take it out of the dock because like I want to record the gameplay. But if I'm not like recording for a video or streaming, I play it in undocked mode.
Yeah, it'd be so cool if Elgato released a thing for that. I love to do that. I could just play in handheld for a video.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. The what is it? The performance does lower though in handheld mode, so the OBS would whatever's recording it would pick up on that.
Oh, of course, yeah, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love handheld mode, and I have done what they advertised in the original Switch trailers of going on the airplane and playing your Switch on the airplane, and it is a pretty nice experience. I do have to say, I do like that about the Switch, and I don't think they're gonna take that away. I mean, some people, when they talked about, way back when the Switch Pro before the OLED came out and everyone was disappointed, they talked about Nintendo just making a console that was more console focused. Like they had the Switch Lite that was more handheld focused. They had the regular Switch, which was the hybrid, and then they were going to have the third model, which was going to be the more home console, if you prefer home console, which they completely dropped the ball with the OLED, whatever the heck this thing is. Like, no one really cares about it. $50 price tag for mildly, very slight upgrades that hardly anyone would really notice unless they really...
also during that time, I didn't expect it like a brand new console like that early.
Oh, I don't think anyone did.
That was like 2021 too. That was like right after COVID.
What most people wanted at that time was a home console focused Switch with better capabilities.
Yeah.
That where because some games, even I think Breath of the Wild, I don't know, I didn't play much Breath of the Wild, but even some first party Nintendo games,
they were struggling.
They were struggling on their own console, and that's a problem.
I don't know if it was a gameplay decision, but I like to point to Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. That game.
Oh yes, that's the one I was thinking.
30 FPS, really it dips so much consistently.
That's what I was thinking of.
Which is so funny because no Warriors games, no other Warriors game does that. Which is I mean, you'd think it would with how many enemies there are on screen, but no other Warriors game does that. They are known for their locked frame rates for their games, but Age of Calamity doesn't want to do that. I don't know if it's a performance thing, and it could be fixed for the next console, but yeah. Also, just in general, they don't even have to release that much games for the next for me, I think a perfect thing would... The cool thing that they could do, instead of releasing games for the first year, they could just release enhanced upgrades of existing games. I'd be down with that. If they promoted it and stuff and made it a huge thing.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah. But yeah, they definitely didn't do anything like that with the Switch OLED. I was straight up in a Target months ago, and I overheard someone talking to one of the representatives there, oh, I kind of want to get a Nintendo Switch. What's the difference between the models? And then
barely any.
He was trying to explain the difference between the OLED and the regular Switch, and the dude just wasn't getting it. And then the sales representative just said, "Yeah, honestly, there's not much of a difference. Just buy the regular model. There's no reason to get the OLED."
Yeah.
Just said that, and I was like, "Yep, that's the big point right there." I mean, the OLED, it's a pretty pointless upgrade. It's just straight up. But yeah, with the Switch too, one thing that or whatever it is, the next console, the next generation of Nintendo consoles, I really liked the whole idea on the 3DS, and I had a lot of fun. And I'm curious if you had a similar experience.
Oh, I loved my 3DS so
oh
much.
Yeah, with the AR cards. Did you do the AR card stuff?
I did it once. I did it
You did it once? I grinded that stuff.
I need a good use for them
so much.
There needs to be a game for it where there's a reason to play it.
There was a game.
No, but more. It's the same way I feel about Side Order. Just more of a reason to do more of it. And
I definitely think they should have done more. Don't get me wrong, but I still found that was some of the most fun experiences that I had on my 3DS back when I first got it. Was doing,
and maybe continuously release characters.
Fishing. Yeah. I thought it was such a cool idea that you could buy a card, and the card itself, unlocks a new gaming experience.
It's literally Toys to Life before Toys to Life,
Yeah. That kind of novelty is, something that you will not get from another console or another company.
Yeah.
I even, I don't know if you've heard of Playdate.
I have not.
You've never heard of Playdate? Well...
I've had a Playdate.
Yeah, me too, bro. Plenty of times growing up. But this is a gaming system. This is where you don't play with people. It's where you don't have fun with other people. You just spend time alone with a video game. Very different type of a play date.
Right.
But it was a console that basically it was like a handheld console that the whole gimmick of it was it had a crank on the side of it, and you would crank, and the crank acted as a controller for the gameplay experience. And the different gimmick with this console as opposed to others is that you buy the system, and then the system will just update with new games loading into the system over time.
Hmm.
It constantly keeps giving you more and more games with time, and I thought that was like such a cool idea. Like it has this unique crank mechanic that worked well for like some gaming experiences, and then it just would randomly just drop new games that you don't expect just out of the blue, and you just have new like wondrous experiences. Like I feel like that sense of wonder is like missing in a lot of new stuff because everyone's just like, oh, we're analyzing all the details. Oh, this stuff leaked. I think it's really cool when you have that kind of like air of mystery to it. Kind of reminds me of like on the 3DS, you had that video application that Nintendo would just load random new episodes and videos in ever so often. You had no idea you were going to see on your screen. They could have thrown like anything on there. They had Dinosaur Office, they had random Blue Man Group music videos on there, trailers for the new games. Like I love that kind of stuff, that
Yeah.
kind of novelty. I don't like. Do you have much experience with that kind of a thing, or much to say about that kind of a topic?
Not particularly. I would like to experience more of it for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think like the AR cards could have been something like that. The Nintendo Video app application on the 3DS was similar to that as well, and then I think it had the Playdate definitely had a similar idea to that. I've heard like the console's been out for a while, and it doesn't seem like a lot of people ended up buying it. And I've heard mixed responses. So in practice, I don't know how the Playdate actually did. I always wanted one, but I never ended up getting one because like I can't really record that because it's like a handheld. Doesn't capture card doesn't really work with it. So, but I like the concept. I like the creativeness with the system.
I know you're like crazy about AR cards, but like, and a lot of people have been asking this as well. But like, wonder what they're gonna do with Amiibo next console. Are we gonna get more of them? Are they gonna do more with the Amiibo? Are they is there even gonna be functionality on the next console? Are they just gonna get rid of it? Because I know those NFC tags are like really expensive on the each controller.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, like they've kind of been dropping the ball with Amiibo. I mean, they've been doing that in a few different areas. They've dropped the ball with Amiibo. They've dropped the ball with the Mii's. They've dropped the
Hmm.
ball in a few areas, and it's like, are they gonna actually keep supporting them? It seems like, I mean, for a long time now, Amiibo have just become an afterthought.
Right.
You think if they're gonna continue to release Amiibo, they could at the very least experiment with fun ways of using them. I think even using Amiibo in an AR type of an experience would be kind of cool too, kind of like with the AR cards.
Hmm.
Um, I think if they're ever going to do something Amiibo related or anything like that, um, something AR. I'm just really hooked on like this whole AR VR type of a thing. I think if like obviously Nintendo needs to do it right. If it's not done right, it's going to be a massive flop and people are going to be like, how the heck does this console work? It's not very
Right.
intuitive. Like
Which
I don't get
not
it.
what we want at all. We should
No,
not have that
not
issue.
yeah. But I think if Nintendo does this right, we could have another like booming success like the Wii and like the Switch.
Yeah.
I really think that they could have something beautiful on their hands, but they need to do it right.
It's all yeah. It's also like it's really worrying because it's like what, because like outside the Wii U, and the 3DS, it's like there's been very few times where they've been able to like continue a console and have it be successful. Well, I think it only happened once at the Wii U actually, where it was a
Hmm.
failure, where it was a
Hmm.
continuation of another console. Like it's a lot of risk involved. Like what if the entire player base doesn't transfer over? Like what if nobody wants to try out the new games and everyone's like, oh, I'll just stick to my old Switch. It has everything I want. Like
Yeah, it's like why buy this new one? I already have the old one. What's the point of getting the yeah?
yeah. And then like, what if it's such a like, what if it's just so successful that they don't want to try anything new? And
Yeah, totally.
it's a bit of a limbo state, and I kind of feel bad for Nintendo here because I don't know what they can do. Like I'm honestly like I know it seems obvious that the Switch was a success, but like at the same time though, like I'm worried if they're gonna be able to catch lightning in a bottle again with that. Like seeing the numbers for some of the games, I'm shocked. Like I'm a little shocked that it is as successful as it is. Like, was it Mario Kart 8? A fucking port from the Wii U has 69 million copies on the Switch. Are you kidding me? Like, are they gonna be able to do that again?
Like an age-old Nintendo meme, it prints money. It just straight up prints money.
Right.
And it keeps printing money. So, I mean, like I said, I think Nintendo has all of the cards to make this next console an equal amount of success, if not more success than the Switch. But they just have to play it right. And, what makes me a little concerned is that I felt like Nintendo lost a little bit more of the spirit ever since, well, Satoru Iwata passed away, and then obviously Reggie Fils-Aimé left, and I felt like those two working together added so much spirit to Nintendo, and I know the Switch was like Satoru Iwata's baby, so it does make me a little bit concerned. And then the only thing that like they've put out since has been very mediocre, like in terms of like consoles, like the Switch Lite and the OLED that we've actually seen from them.
Well, maybe they might just be too scared. You never. Also, COVID as well, like getting parts.
Also COVID as well. So, like Nintendo has to prove it to me, like that. They don't just need Satoru. Like as much as Satoru Iwata was amazing, I respect the man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He added so much to the company, but they have to prove to me that they could make a really good, creative, innovative console without the inspiration of Iwata now. Because Iwata's not with the company. I have no idea what Furukawa is capable of. I don't know what Doug Bowser is capable of. They haven't proved themselves despite being presidents of the company for I don't know how many years now.
Well, I mean, there's also the argument. I mean, just because they're not on screen a lot, like, I would still argue we're in the best era for like Nintendo's the best they've ever been. Like, and they're still peaking. They're still going higher and higher every single day. Even in 2024, they're still peaking in terms of numbers and everything. So
no, you're right.
So
yeah.
what if there's an argument that was the reason that they were failing this? I know that's a crazy thing to say, and it's just speculation. But like, what if because they got a little bit more corporate, that's why they're doing better? As stupid as that sounds, but like, we have no way of knowing.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting take on it. It's possible, and I definitely don't think like, I think they could definitely stay corporate while still having some sort of a spirit.
Like I like to point out that WarioWare thing where he's shaking his ass because they just got to do more of that between the presentations. Yeah,
they got to do more twerking, bro.
Yeah, that's what they got to do.
Full in on the twerking, exactly.
Yeah,
the full Nintendo twerking experience. We love the twerky from Utopia. We love the twerking from WarioWare.
If they can strike a balance of that, then because I think where we're at with presenting games through the direct style that they've been doing, I think they got it down. But if they can somehow squeeze in some quirkiness, like they've done with Wario, I don't know why Wario is the only thing that got that out of them. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. And then I don't know what the heck Nintendo Switch Sports was, but I did think the presentation where they were like playing Nintendo Switch Sports in the direct, I liked that. That was funny. Like they still have that spirit there a little bit. They just got to be a little bit more loose with it, like they were before.
Yeah. Hell, even Sakurai. I know he's his kind of own thing now, but like.
Oh yeah, he was a massive meme. Like he just casually walks in there. He's like, "Hello, I'm Masahiro Sakurai. I will be playing against myself with these two different controllers."
Yeah. Which is so funny because I don't know if he said it or not or what was the reason, but like Because Joker, he had, like, his trailer, whatever, it had the budget to, like, go over his entire moveset with, like, the Switch voice guy who does all the trailers and all
Yeah.
that. But, like,
Yeah.
everyone else from Hero all the way to Sora, Sakurai was just in his room explaining them.
Yeah.
It was so charming. I think that is the most charming thing that has come out of Nintendo.
It
as of
was
late.
super charming, and then with like straight up when COVID happened, it became even more homey.
just
He
went
was
to
doing
his
it from his
house.
home.
Yeah.
It was so funny, man. I loved it. And then like when he was talking about Min Min, he had like the little slinkies and stuff.
He had explaining how an arm like goes forward.
Yeah, he's like, oh, just like a slinky. Shh. He's like, this is how the character works.
Yeah. Oh my god. I remember him busting at the Pyra and Mithra, like 1/7 scale figures. He busted out a Minecraft sword. Like he's
Oh, it was so
he's
funny.
amazing. I know that
Yeah,
that's
it's-
not like really Nintendo themselves, but like it's still like published by Nintendo. They allowed it. They
Oh,
approved
absolutely,
it,
yeah.
So
But
I'll count that as like charm, I guess.
no, yeah, I think that's beautiful, and I also do not want to discredit how much Nintendo has accomplished with their expansion past gaming with
Mhm.
Nintendo Worlds, the Donkey Kong expansion worlds. That's what I've been
I
calling
wish
it, or
I
whatever.
wish I could go to one. I
Yeah.
haven't been to one yet.
The Donkey Kong expansion. Yeah, you should come, but that's
Yeah.
besides the point. And then obviously the Mario movie, which was like a smash hit, was amazing. They had Jack Black sing like the best song ever. Like that was both of those were amazing new steps for Nintendo, and they killed it. They crushed it.
Yeah. The
They-
Mario
they
movie
did it
too.
Perfect.
Like
Yeah. They completely crushed it in these spheres, and like it's like safe to say Nintendo is
Yeah.
not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
And, you know,
cannot stress
yeah.
enough. They're literally peak, right? Literally peaky right now. Better than Sony and Microsoft. And it's not even saying that because we're biased. Like,
Yeah, straight up. And it's so weird because it's like this weird era of I go to work and like none of my coworkers, like people I talk to, are like even that interested in Nintendo or really talking about Nintendo.
mhm.
But then I still see the numbers and I see how much Nintendo is peaking. So it's like this weird social
yeah,
dissonance I'm experiencing.
it's interesting. Which also it just also makes this situation even more interesting. Like, what are they going to innovate, or they're just going to keep doing what they're doing and just improving? Add those goddamn themes to the Switch 2, please. Like, make a better UI in general. Like,
And it would be really cool if, like, oh, obviously, you know, if they brought back Miiverse, if they fully,
oh please.
like, straight up, like, there's
If
no...
they're gonna take down the
like,
Twitter, you can't post tweets to Twitter now. Thanks, Elon
or
Musk.
bring back Miiverse. Oh, wait, I was also thinking... Miiverse, yeah, but I was thinking mainly Street Pass.
Oh my god,
You-
that would
yeah,
that would
Street
get me to
Pass.
bring my Switch more to places.
Exactly, and, like, it would, like, really encourage the handhelds. I think they should put, like, whatever the next console is, it should have a camera. It should have Street Pass.
It's rumored
should
that
have-
one of the Joy-Cons is gonna
Yeah.
have a microphone. I don't know what that'd be used for, but
That'd be awesome too.
yeah.
rem-
The Mii
yeah.
Maker needs to have the Miitopia Mii Maker. If it doesn't, like that customization in Miitopia, the Switch version specifically, like if that's not on this new console, please.
Nintendo just needs to keep doing what they're good at, not give up on what's already good and it's already working for them, and just add some new level of just flair or innovation and do it right. And they got a recipe for an amazing new console.
Oh, you know what they should bring back? Nintendo Land, like on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, no brainer, bro.
But like not port it, just like add new games for something. Add some games for franchises that didn't get games. Like just a way to just play around with their franchises. Because I mean, there's people like me who haven't been in Nintendo World, so this would be the next best thing.
Oh, of course, yeah. I love Nintendo Land on the Wii U, and I wish that they made another installment.
And that would solve the Joy-Con problem because they could actually utilize the Joy-Con features for some of those games.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. That's what we need.
Absolutely.
We need more games to use those features.
And I also think another really cool thing that Nintendo can implement, especially if they do go really deep into like the AR or VR thing, is what if they add incentive or like to go to like Nintendo World, and like you could actually get some sort of achievements or something with the console when you take it to Nintendo World.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be personally cool, or like it enhances the experience in some way. because
Yeah.
works with like some games, like different stuff like that. I think stuff like that, when you just you bring everything all together and you funnel it into itself. I think that is really cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else could they add. I do know that they're like the accounts or whatever they're gonna transfer over. I hope the Switch profile pictures transfer over.
Oh, I love those. I
Yeah.
love, dude. I just made like my new profile picture because like there's this this deep sea diving game. I forget what it's called,
Yeah, that new
but
one just came out, yeah.
the new one that just came out. So I bought like the new a new profile icon from it, and like now my profile icon is just this stupid looking fish, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That streams you all right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a stupid looking fish.
Mine
That's
is
me.
it's the frog from Mario Odyssey. I thought yeah.
You've had that for a while.
Yeah. It used to just be like every waifu on the planet, but now I was just like, I'll just be a frog.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. He's
It's
a little
cute.
guy.
I like what they've done with that. I think it would definitely make it more meaningful if they add more ways of connecting with other people. I think Street Pass was a really great one.
Yeah.
Just bring more connectivity back between Nintendo fans.
I would
I
definitely
think,
love a better.
yeah,
I want more of a reason to bring my Switch out of the house because I just do not have that reason at all. Like,
exactly. They need that. I mean, you know, I'm just shooting stuff in the dark right here.
yeah,
What if they freaking brought Pokemon Go to the Switch?
that would be wild.
Like,
I mean, Let's
straight,
Go's
like,
already on Switch.
that's what I'm saying. But I'm like saying like they could do stuff like this. They could go full in on the AR experience. Have games where you could take the Switch and use it in real life situations,
Mm-hmm.
and have fun with it, mess around with it.
Right.
I think that would be amazing. Of course, if it's a real big society phenomenon or social phenomenon
Again.
then people are gonna be like, oh, people are gonna walk into the freeway and all that. But like, no, smart people aren't gonna do that.
I think we've learned our lesson. I wonder what Mystic
Yeah.
would have to say about that then if he were here.
Yeah, wait, he walked onto a freeway while playing Pokemon
No,
Go?
no, no. I mean, like Pokemon Go on the Switch, not him walking on the freeway.
Well, I think he'd love that idea. I'm speaking for him, but I
Yeah.
think he'd be full in on that idea.
In terms of walking on
Like-
the freeway, I think I've walked on the freeway with like my eyes closed for about like 3 seconds.
Oh, that's interesting.
I thought it'd be
I've never.
funny to try.
Oh, I've never once had the. Well, I've had the urge to walk onto the freeway. Don't get me wrong, but I've never actually gone through with it because I have a frontal lobe that tells me not to do things
not the-
that are stupid.
Oh, I thought you were referencing the Bite of 87.
Oh no, I mean, sure. Yeah, but that.
Don't want my
Yeah, it's
frontal
funny.
lobe to be ran over on the streets.
Exactly. You never know when Freddy Fazbear is gonna run up on the freeway
Yeah, you never know.
in his Freddy Phasmobile.
The Phasmobile!
Yeah, dude. Oh man, or
Lord.
the freaking taxi from the FNAF movie with like Golden Freddy in the backseat.
He'd be weighing the entire car down. How did they even get that between the house and the establishment? I refuse.
I don't know. That was wild, but
Yeah, but we're getting
Yeah,
so sidetracked. But
no, totally. But I think like Nintendo has something really good with AR. They've experimented with AR enough to actually make it a core feature with a new console, and I think it's just time for them to finally step into that realm. Bring Pokemon Go to the Switch. Bring Pikmin Bloom to the Switch. Make even new AR games and experience. Have some sort of Luigi's Mansion AR game where you're like sucking up ghosts in real life, or I don't know, anything.
specifically like mobile games. It
yeah,
wouldn't be the
bring-
first time. They have Pokemon Quest, Pokemon Unite,
Yeah.
I know Super Kirby Clash isn't a mobile game, but it has a stamina bar, so I consider it by that logic.
But not even just like the idea of bringing mobile games to the Switch. I'm like very much focusing on just the whole AR experience, making AR a very core experience of the
We're
Switch.
so into
Obviously,
this AR.
I am. I very much am because it's just straight up fun.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of fun with AR type of 3DS games, like with the AR cards.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Pokemon Go is really fun, and that's AR. Like AR has good potential, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, how do you feel about the whole AR thing? Do you like it? Not like it? Obviously, in my perspective, you have to have core like regular games that are just focused
Yeah,
on just
like
the
it needs to be
regular
more
game
utilized.
experience.
It's hard to have an opinion. Same with the Joy-Cons. Like I don't really have an opinion because there's barely any games that use them. Now, sure, I didn't buy one to Switch, the game that primarily uses them, but like I feel like I shouldn't have to. Like Mario Odyssey, I think it does a good job of that, but at the same time, that's just mostly motion controls. It's not really like actually using the Joy-Con to its fullest potential. Like sure, you can shake it to make some captures move faster, but that's about it.
Like, what if you have straight up? I mean, and Street Pass kind of goes along with this too. Like, just utilizing the handheld aspect of the Switch, getting more stuff on Street Pass, having like AR type of games and things like that. Even like Face Raiders was cool on the 3DS because you take pictures of people's faces.
Yeah.
I definitely think, if anything, the next console should have a camera.
Yeah.
If anything,
I don't know where
I
it'd
think
be, but
these are great features, like somewhere on the back of it. Like,
it does already have
really.
like the camera thing, so it's not like there'd be a problem with like storing photos that you take.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus it would really help. And I know I like briefly mentioned it earlier, but Nintendo Switch won't be uploading to Twitter anymore. Probably because I heard it was
Elon
like
Musk.
super. Yeah, Elon Musk. It was super expensive to like maintain that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Elon Musk. So that I think that would be a perfect like solution, I guess. You lose being able to post to social media, but you can do this with your face.
Exactly.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about the console though. What do you think is gonna like come to the Switch first, or like what kind of games we're gonna get for the Switch?
Get for the Switch too? Because I thought you might have been referring to the final Direct in June. That's like the final.
We didn't even
lineup of games.
I think we did briefly mention that. I can't believe we're getting a Direct in June, and like that's not even the big news. It's just like, oh yeah, there's a Direct in June.
I don't know what the heck they're gonna announce at this point. I feel like they've already said it all for the Switch.
We don't have a holiday title, so that's something.
I know we don't have but like I'm just thinking about the Switch library, and it's covered like so much. I mean, obviously people wanted Odyssey 2, but at this rate, Odyssey 2 is a great launch title for the Switch 2, just straight up. I don't know what other games that they could like actually announce for the Switch, because whatever games they're gonna announce is either gonna be like some sort of a port or some sort of a minor title to keep people mildly entertained before the next Switch comes out.
Switch 2, I think definitely. I mean, maybe it doesn't have to be at the same time, but Prime 4, Mystic like heavily disagrees with me, but I think that because I'm factoring Breath of the Wild with this. I was not a Zelda fan until Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, and I've asked so many people. They said they've never played a Zelda game until Breath of the Wild, and now they're huge fans of the entire series.
Wow.
So I think if they, I know Metroid isn't nearly as big, but if they show the game off and it looks insane, like it does something crazy for gaming that like we've never seen before, on top of the fact that we've just been waiting years for it, I think that build up could like give it a lot of momentum. That if it's a launch title for the Switch, like I think it would do numbers. I know it's crazy.
I think so too.
I think that's like a crazy like thought to have, and I know it's not Zelda or Mario, but I don't think it's the worst thing you could do. I mean, to help introduce people like me to the Prime series, because
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I think is so cool in more recent years is Nintendo has been able to bring some of their more niche franchises into the mainstream now. Especially with the cultural phenomenon that was Animal Crossing. People act like they're all cool and trendy playing Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Switch. When I was back playing City Folk when I was a kid, bro, don't even talk to me about being into Animal Crossing. You weren't back there when it was on the Wii. You're just doing it because it's trendy and cool now. And then also something that hits more closer to home because Pikmin's my favorite game franchise of all time. Pikmin 4, that sold great, and now Pikmin is a lot more mainstream, and people have been playing the original games because they brought all the games to the Switch. So not only is Animal Crossing more mainstream, but Pikmin is more mainstream now, and they could do the same thing for Metroid.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same gear. Like, I know it's not Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon, but I think these franchises are more well known than ever before. If it's a time to make one of them a launch title, I think Metroid could be a good game for that. Maybe Animal Crossing, whichever you want to do. But like, I think it's not out of the realm of possible. Especially like because I know people are worried about that, but if it's gonna have backwards compatibility, it's not like the Switch this time is gonna come around with nothing. It's not like the sense where like when the Switch first released, there was 2 minor games and then Breath of the Wild. But what made up for it was that Breath of the Wild was just that big of a game that it held you over for a month or two until the next few games came out.
Exactly.
Like even if Metroid Prime is like the shortest game ever, like I feel like that's still plenty enough to be a launch title. Hell, even to like show off the like capabilities of the Switch. I again never played a Prime game before, so maybe I'm crazy for saying this, but like if it shows off what the new Switch can do effectively, I think it could be a great launch title.
Totally, man. I totally agree.
Yeah. And then yeah, we need Odyssey 2. Where the hell is that? Come on.
Yeah, people have been wanting Odyssey 2 for forever. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. We've had Tears of the Kingdom. We need Odyssey 2.
There's just so many things with Odyssey that like every time I look at a mod in Odyssey, I'm just like, you could take this moveset and do so many things with it. You can take Mario to its absolute limits with this moveset, and you barely have to change anything. We just need more levels. We need more shit to do. But other than that, yeah. As for like the base Switch and Tel Switch 2, this is just a me thing. I know it's not going to hold people over, but I hope Xenoblade X gets ported so we have all the main Xenoblade games on Switch, because I have never played X, and that's a good RPG to hold me over, at least. Just me, though, in the RPG crowd. But in terms of what else they could drop, would it be any new games or just ports?
I can't really see them doing too many new games unless it's very niche franchises.
Yeah. What if you get 3D Mario to close out the year? That'd be wild.
Imagine. Oh, that'd be insane. I mean, one franchise I've wanted a new game for a while now is Punch-Out. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe they could give Punch-Out another shot on the Switch, just like a final hurrah type of a title.
There'd be nothing like hogging its attention. Like,
yeah, there really wouldn't. They would just Punch-Out, and you use the Joy-Cons to punch. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just make a solid Punch-Out title for the Switch. Sell a few more consoles right before the Switch 2 comes out, and I think it would be solid.
Kid Icarus port, I finished that recently.
Oh, Kid Icarus as well.
We need Kid Icarus on the Switch so badly.
Straight up, man.
I finished that game, and like it's a great game, but like I wish I could have enjoyed it. My finger was in pain. Like I want to play that in HD with a Pro controller, and I feel like it would be the greatest game I've ever played.
Straight up, both of those. Yeah, Kid Icarus needs to be on the Switch as well. It's been too long since they've made a Kid Icarus game. Uprising was great on the 3DS, and they need to make another one.
I don't know if they're taking it seriously by actually waiting 25 years, but I swear to God.
So yeah, it totally makes sense to me. I was a little surprised that they announced that they're bringing Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon to the Switch as its Japan title, Luigi's Mansion 2.
It's like they're being so like nonchalant about it. Like I doesn't feel real at all.
It's like, why? Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like they should have done what they did with Pikmin, where they just dropped Luigi's
one
Mansion
and 2 together.
One and 2 together. That would have made more sense to me, but just 2 by itself, it was strange.
There's not even like any new features to it. There's no like Gooigi. It's literally HD port. And like I'm not even saying that to like exaggerate. Like it is straight up 3DS game. Just with better graphics. That's it. Nothing new got added. And they know that. That's why they're not advertising anything about it.
Yeah, I mean I want to play it. I'm gonna get it because I do want to play Luigi's Mansion 2 on a console.
Yeah.
Stream it and put it on my channel.
I've never played it before either. Like, in a sense, it is worth it for me, but...
Dude, I remember straight up being in grade school. Just, like, I don't know what happened. I think we were having, like, a class party, but we were all just chilling in the classroom, and I was just grinding the final boss battle against King Boo on my 3DS on Luigi's Mansion 2, and that was like the best day of my life.
Don't talk to me. I'm fighting King Boo in Luigi's Mansion 2.
Exactly. And I remember I had my best friend. Both of us grew up on the original Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, and we loved that. And I was sitting there battling King Boo on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and he was sitting next to me. We were both like, "Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever." It was so amazing. So I definitely look forward to playing it again. I know like people don't like the mission structure and different stuff.
It's not a bad game. Like it's not. Like...
No, it's definitely not a bad game. I don't know if it's just pure nostalgia, but I definitely do have more of a fond memory / experience with 2 than I do 3, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of weird.
It's kind of I saw a tweet the other day saying how like Odyssey is one of the worst 3D Mario games, and I'm gonna say the same thing I kind of said with that. There's not really a bad Luigi's Mansion game to point at being like this is the worst one. We only say it's the worst one because it's like it's not the thing we like out of Luigi's Mansion, but it's not like as a game it's not bad. There's just not a bad
No,
like miserable Luigi's Mansion game to point at to be like this is the worst thing ever. Stay away from this. Don't do this.
no, definitely not. There's never been like that big of a dud. I mean, I would say like people really hated the mission structure in 2, and it really took them out of the experience. But that's the closest to it being like bad, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like, honestly, I think if they want to make a peak Luigi's Mansion game, say like it's just pure nostalgia on my part or whatever, they need to go back to form with how they went about with the first game with
Mm-hmm.
1, where it was just like it's one mansion, you're walking around it, and like even just the separation in 3 with the different elevator levels, it didn't make it feel like one big like connected like mansion or hotel in that experience. It did feel like segmented into different stages and levels, which I didn't like with like I liked like the interconnected world of the first game and the creepiness and eeriness of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm nostalgic for it. I'm gonna say that it's the best one. I grew up on it. It had a creepy factor. It's
Yeah.
definitely it's different than the following 2 titles. I mean, it wasn't made by the same studio, so it's gonna have its differences. Not nearly as cartoony or silly, but I definitely think it's the best one out of all the 3 games, personally. And I think a lot of people who grew up on the game say the exact same thing. The next 2 games don't hold any comparison to the first game.
Yeah. Which yeah, that's I haven't played the first game, but I can definitely see where that they're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else to cover with the Switch 2. But yeah, really excited for it. I remember tweeting about it and like pinging my server, and everyone's like, "Why are you screaming? Why are you so excited about this?" I'm like, "You don't understand. It's hype season. It's like Christmas. It's like I know it's an extended like December, but like it's like the world is at peace during the hype cycle of a new console or a new Smash Brothers. You know, it's like
Yeah.
how can you be angry? Like everyone is happy. Everyone's getting a new toy to play with. You know, like
Exactly. It's exciting stuff. Nintendo has a lot of things going for them. They have a lot of good concepts they played around with in the past that could really make this next console shine.
mm-hmm,
And now we just have to see what they're gonna do with it.
mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be pretty clear early on if it's gonna be a monumental flop or a complete success.
Right, right.
So that's pretty much all I got to say about that one.
I'm very excited. I think we might come back to this on after June's direct and see where we go from there. But yeah, it's June's direct and then Legends ZA how they're gonna handle that. That's kind of our timeline right now.
Oh yeah, I'm still super excited for ZA, and
Mhm.
yeah, then the Switch definitely has some titles that I'm still moderately excited for. I mean, starting with Thousand Year Door, I'm extremely excited for, but porting Luigi's Mansion 2, I like the fact that they're bringing back Epic Mickey, and then I'm gonna try the Super Monkey Ball title. I've never played Monkey Ball before, so that'll
Mhm.
be really cool to experience. So there's
Yeah,
definitely some stuff that I'm excited about
I still
for
got
the
stuff
Switch
to
before
play
the
as
Switch Pro games
well.
out. Yeah.
I gotta play Bayonetta 2, Prince of Persia, some other stuff, but yeah, still busy with my library and all that. So I'm
Absolutely, man.
not in a rush to see this direct, but cannot wait for it regardless.
It's
And
gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. Anyways, any closing thoughts from you that you want to say?
Closing thoughts is, I think Nintendo, what they've done recently is good. I think they should embrace the weird more, not give up on what's worked for them in the past. Take what's worked for them in the past and just completely polish it and refine it to have another social phenomenon,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna completely break records like the Switch has already done. I think they have potential to do even better, and they've done everything to set up to this point. They just need to do it, and I'm looking forward to whatever happens because I think Nintendo is gonna keep making great games regardless.
Have Koizumi, sorry, shake his ass more. during the directs, and I'll be a happy camper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah. Anyway, hey guys, if you guys made it to the end here, thank you guys so much for watching Wooper Watch. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're a Spotify listener, be sure to give this episode a 5-star. Check out Nintendo Novice. I know this technically isn't considered a collab, but his stuff will be linked in the description for the YouTube people. Everybody wish Mystic a happy Japan trip. Hopefully he doesn't die on the way back or something. And yeah, I think that'll be all. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course, of course.